Hands up if you are a chronic excuse maker like I am. This is the part of self-leadership that I find needs the most work in my own life. I am quick to defend my broken commitments with justifications. Projects get put off as I find reasons why the timing isn't great. I am quite skilled at creating excuses that paint me in a good light and sound noble. I even fool myself sometimes. Some digging is required. Sometimes there is truth and wisdom contained in the reasons I am giving. It may not be wise to launch 3 new programs within a week of each other. Plans may need to change at times. Goals need to be tweaked. I may need to listen to my body if it's not well. However, the majority of the time, the digging needs to go further, to the underlying fear that's driving me. I see the same 2 fears underlying many excuses and justifications that I come up with. Fear of discomfort and fear of failing. Postponing the launch of a program because it's not quite the right time or it needs a bit more work often comes down to a fear of failing. It feels easier never to put something out there than to have it flop. Choosing to skip a workout because I can't do the full 30 minutes this morning. It's more about just avoiding the discomfort. I could choose to do a shorter workout or move the time that I had planned to do it. I have been wrestling with this again in the past few days. My motivation to write and produce content this week has been low. Initially, I put this down to tiredness. My husband's up coughing at night and my daughter's been waking me up. Spot the victim thinking. Competing demands my time from different roles. And those may be factors that I need to pay attention to and work with, but it's not the truth of what is underlying my hesitance. This week's post has been in my planner as the launch of a webinar and a group mentoring program that goes along with my book. I have postponed this plan twice this year already, and it was so tempting to postpone it again. And the excuses are running full force in my mind. But when I take a moment to stop and look deeper, what I really see is the fear of failing. What if no one's interested? What if this is another flop like I've had in the past? Who am I to be doing this? So this morning, I walked my daughter to school and enjoyed the spring sunshine. I spent a short time in the garden, caring for the roses and pulling weeds. I listened to the peaceful encouragement and wisdom on the Next Right Thing podcast. Thanks, Emily. The kettle boiled for tea, music started, diffuser on, and I chose to write anyway. I acknowledged the fear and excuses as valid and real responses, but they do not get to dictate my actions. I am ready to leap over the excuses and launch anyway. What excuses are you noticing in your own life? What fears can you see underlying them? Choose your next action. Look for the truth and the wisdom and make changes as necessary. Then do it scared. But don't forget to nourish your soul along the way. Are you someone starting out on this leadership journey, trying to figure out this whole self-leadership thing as well, and wondering where to go from here? I have 2 things for you. The first one is a self-leadership quiz. Find out whether you are a trail seeker, a trail walker, or a trailblazer through a short quiz. The results of that quiz will give you a few suggested resources that might help you take your next steps. The second is a webinar that I am running on the 23rd of October. This webinar is specifically designed for those people who know that they're leaders or maybe trying to figure that out, but are dealing with this sense of inadequacy, this fear that's holding them back. And I'm going to share with you some tips that I've learnt in my own journey for doing it scared, for overcoming that inadequacy and learning how to use your influence well. You can find all the details through the links in the description, and I hope to see you there.